Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching CCN Game Changers, extraordinary people impacting our everyday lives. I'm Tammy Devine. So many people are looking for work right now. The economy is still very sluggish, and there's fierce competition over most job openings. For some, it takes a great deal of courage to consider moving out on their own, maybe starting their own business or figuring out a way to land on their own 2 feet during this time. With me right now is Evan Money. With a name like that, he ought to be out there writing books and coaching others on how to make money, right? Well, that's pretty much exactly what he does. And Evan Money is today's CCN Game Changer. Thank you so much, Evan, for being here.
Absolutely, Tammy. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. All right. You know, it hooked me when you said to me when I was, kind of reaching out, trying to find a game changer. It hooked me when you said, I started my business on a shoestring and a prayer. And I want to find out more about that. What does that mean?
Well, in reality, it was half a shoestring.
Okay.
And looking back on it, I think a lot of people want to know, okay, well, how'd you do it and where'd you position? And really, it was just out of ignorance. It was a partner and I were working for a guy, and deep down, I think a lot of people have these thoughts where we were like, we could do better than this. And we kept thinking about, man, we could make this company better, and we had different ideas, and things weren't working out. So finally, we're like, well, let's just go start our company. And it's like, we don't have any money. We didn't even think about that. We're just like, well, and I heard a great quote from a VC guy. He said, the best thing you can do.
Wait, what's a VC guy?
For someone who's looking to invest, to help people.
Venture capitalist,
venture capitalist.
Right. Okay.
So, he said, the best thing you can do for your company is actually start the company. Because so many people say, man, I'd love to get out of here, but they list 10 things why they can't do it.
Right.
Or, oh, this has stopped me, or the economy stopped me, or the president stopped me, or whatever. So when looking back, my partner and I we were clueless, and we didn't even look at the negative or the excuses. We just said, let's go start a business. So we opened up the business, and actually 5 or 10 years down the road, we look back, we thought, wow, not a whole lot of people do this.
That's right, that's right. And a lot of people actually fail within the first 5 years. So making it after that first 5 must have been a great accomplishment for you.
Yeah, and again, going back to, we didn't really know, my partner left shortly thereafter and kind of left me with the business.
Oh,
and
boy.
It was like, okay, I guess that's how it works, okay. And again, after I started actually looking back and starting writing books and realizing, again, I didn't know that stat. I didn't know people started business, didn't make it. I was just like, well, this is what I'm doing. I'm starting the business. I'm going to make it work. And looking back, it was like, okay. So again, there are a lot of people that don't make it, and there are a lot of people that don't make it in sports. There are a lot of people that don't make it in jobs. I mean, how many people go from job to job to job to job to job?
Yeah.
So stats-wise, if you look at it, it looks pretty daunting, but in a common sense approach, it's like, hey, there's going to be a lot of things going on in life. I have nothing to lose but to start this business.
All right. So let's talk about your business. What is it exactly that you do? I found it to be very interesting.
Well, I used to have a lot of hair, and so as I kept starting different businesses, it kept, no.
This is what business will do to you. No, it's not a bad thing at all.
Now, I have a little bit of Richard Branson in me, and I have multiple companies that I started, and it's like, oh, that looks good. I'd like to start that company. Oh, it looks good. Let's take advantage of this opportunity. And I think especially in today's economy, there's 2 real, thoughts is, wow, this is the worst economy. I could never do anything in this economy. Or there's, wow, look at all this opportunity we have. And right now is the time of opportunity. And we could talk real estate. It's perfect. When's the best time to buy real estate? Right now.
Yeah.
This is the opportunity.
Yeah.
When's
prices are low.
Yeah.
Interest rates are low.
Absolutely. When's the best time to start a business? People go, oh, it couldn't be now. Of course it's right now. And that's what I counsel a lot of people to do. Why? Because the leases are low. Buildings are low. You have landowners that have buildings that have been sitting vacant, and they go, well, 2 years ago, I would have charged you, $10,000 a month to rent this place. You can have it. Take it. 6 months.
$500 a month now. Yeah.
I have clients that are getting on average 3 to 6 months free rent a month when they start their business. And so everything is in their favor. Everything's more flexible. And now that the banks aren't as flexible as they used to be, the landowners and the building owners understand that. So they're a lot more flexible with their leases.
Yeah.
And so there's always an opportunity somewhere. And so as I started my different businesses, I kept seeing different opportunities. And my wife kept saying, okay, we're starting another business? Absolutely, there's opportunity. Let's take advantage of it.
Okay, so you got life coaching going on, right? And what else?
Well, it started with the success in my first traditional business, which was in extreme sports. and in the paintball industry.
Okay.
And so as that grew and that prospered, people kept asking me for advice and, hey, how do you do this? And what about this? And someone's like, you should write a book. And I said, okay. And so that was another business model, and learning about, okay, the publishing industry and how to write a book and learning the ups and downs of that. And really it's, on one side it's nice, the other side is frustrating, because when you have success in one business and you go into another business, you're like, wait a minute, I've succeeded over here, what's going on?
You're starting all over.
It's a brand new game and a brand new mentality and a brand new everything. So it works muscles that you never knew you had and allows you to shift and change. And so it's the challenge that is, again, making you stronger, which is fun.
How fun, though, you said you started off with paintball. How fun to get up and go to work and you're playing.
No, again, it actually became, at the end, it became very stressful, because in that industry, it was small in the beginning. Similar to you see other industries, or MMA is really big right now, and that used to be a very, very small, tight-knit industry. Snowboarding, skateboarding, same kind of situation. So it got to the point where I would go out and play and have fun, and in the middle of playing, people would want to do business deals and, hey, let's work on this.
Nice.
I'm just like,
it works on the golf course,
well,
right?
I just wanted to play and have fun, but that wasn't possible anymore. So, but again, it was neat being in an industry where you didn't have to wear a suit and tie, and you could just kind of show up and hang out. And so that was a good start. And what was also great about being in a small industry, like we talked about, is you didn't know your limitations. In a small industry, you didn't know you're supposed to have massive capital to start a company. It was like, hey, let's just start a company. Well, let's just launch a product. Well, you know, in normal business world, you know, oh, it's millions of dollars to launch a product and a new campaign, and what about the ad budget, and what about advertising? It was like, our advertising was us on a piece of paper going, well, what about this, and what about this, and hey, let's do this.
That's right.
And what I want to tell your viewers, Tammy, is encouraging them that, again, a lot of people think it's a big business, it's heavy duty, and my favorite story is Arthur Blank, the owner of the Atlanta Falcons. I know they had a rough time in the playoffs, so we won't downplay that, but him and his partner were fired from a job, and they sat at a Starbucks, and on a napkin, they wrote out the business plan for Home Depot. I think some of us have heard that name. And a couple of us. Yeah, and so they built the Home Depot empire off of the business plan on a napkin in a coffee shop.
And if they can do that, we can do anything, right?
Absolutely.
Anybody out there can do anything.
Well, it gets better, Tammy, because at the same time, Arthur carried this napkin deal forward. And so when he retired from Home Depot and purchased the Atlanta Falcons, they're at this big meeting with the owner, and this is roughly a $545 million transaction, and Arthur Blank pulls out a napkin.
The napkin.
And he starts writing out. The owner at the time was like, what are you doing? He's like, well, I'm going to buy this, we're going to do this and do this. And so humble beginnings, Tammy, are where all greatness starts.
Yeah. And, you know, people really don't need to fear. But, you know, I was thinking about, in putting this together, I was thinking about the new year. You know, everybody always has new resolutions in the new year. They're going to do this, they're going to do that. But it really takes some courage and stick-to-itiveness, I think, to really fulfill your New Year's resolutions. And I know that there are some people out there thinking that my New Year's resolution is I'm going to start this business out of whatever hobby I've been doing, whatever fun things that I've been doing. Maybe they're out of a job, maybe they've been laid off, but now you're sitting here telling them this is their perfect opportunity to really jump and do and get into maybe that business that they were starting. How can they stick to it and not get scared off? Because it takes courage to move into something like this, doesn't it?
Well, that's a great word that you use, courage. A lot of people think courage means you're Superman and you just have a bulletproof vest and you do this thing. And what courage really means is that when you're scared, you do it anyway. And so a lot of people think, well, if I was meant to start this business, I wouldn't be scared. It's like, well, no. It's like the Super Bowl's coming up. You know, every player in that tunnel is nervous, but they go out and play anyway.
That's right.
And so in their case, being scared and being nervous is okay. It's saying, okay, you know what, I'm scared, I'm nervous, I'm not sure, but I'm just going to go ahead and do that anyway. But the big thing about New Year's resolutions for business and everything else, the biggest secret I can tell everybody is to take action. So many people have this aversion to action. It's like we're allergic to it. Everybody wants to say, in politics, well, let's poll first. Let's see what the polls say.
Right.
Or in any industry, it's like, well, let's have a meeting. And let's do this, and let's do this. Everything is about avoiding action. And action is what makes everything happen. And the simplest action they can take to start that, actually starting that business, is everyone's got a napkin. Everybody's got a paper towel. If you, tissue paper, if that's all you got. And start writing down your business and what it's going to be and what you're going to do, and actually taking action. And it doesn't have to be these massive steps. It can be one phone call. It could be anything. But once you take action, it's like the snowball.
Yeah.
It starts to go, and pretty soon you can't stop it.